Hey, the new Heroes banner is finally here, and I am really excited to see who it is. If it's not engaged, I just don't understand IS at all, right? I'll be completely baffled if it's not engaged. It's like them throwing away money, so I think it has to be engaged here. I wouldn't be surprised if we get like Brodia and like maybe a new rearmed weapon as well. Probably a bow in my opinion, though I could see them like doing a Lucy and getting a staff. Anyway, let's just jump in. I want to see what we get. If it's not engaged, I'm gonna be livid. Why are they not doing engaged? It's like they don't want money. This is Sacred Stones. I just don't get it. I don't get it. They don't want money. There's Gilliam. I love Gilliam. He's a really cool character. I don't understand. I'm so confused right now. I can't even look at the heroes. So I'm just so completely baffled by IS. It's like they like hate money or something. I just don't get it. Okay, let's try to focus on this. I'm gonna have a hard time. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so let's break this down. So we have Frelian Lance, we have Slaying, we have a very unique and cool supportive effect where you can essentially neutralize effective against flying bonuses to your allies within 2 spaces. That's really, really cool. How good is that? I don't know. I'm gonna have to actually try that out to see how good that will be. You could definitely use that to your advantage, right? There's some units like Brave Claude who has that bow weakness that you really want to get rid of, and this could work with him, right? You could use him as a near save with Brave Claude, and that could help a ton. So that's actually pretty unique and cool. But then we also have like your basic stats, right? You're getting attack +6 and inflicting attack -6 on foe, which is effectively getting like defense and res +6. But the really interesting thing is that you inflict a penalty on the foe's attack and defense equal to 20% of Gilliam's defense at start of combat, which is crazy, right? Because you can get some really high defense. Like, if you stack a ton of defense, right, you can get up to like 70s in defense, maybe even 80, which is like what, -16 attack and defense? That's really, really strong. That's a giant attack penalty, which can be really powerful when you're up against units that use specials that are based off attack, right? So that's really strong. And then you also get 40% damage reduction. This unit looks solid. Honestly, this unit looks really good. The bad part is that I literally just got done with my near save tier list, and now I have to add Gilliam onto that. So I'm gonna have to re-edit everything. Oh my god. Anyway, let's keep moving on. So we have Vengeful Fighter 4. So we actually have our first Fighter 4 skill. Interesting. Okay, so if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25% and foe initiates combat, inflicts attack -4 on foe during combat, and unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. Foe cannot make a follow-up attack and grant special cooldown charge +1 to unit per attack during combat. Okay, so this is like a massive upgrade, right? First of all, you're getting a better HP condition. It used to be 50%. You're also getting stats. You're getting -4 attack, which is really good. You're getting a guaranteed follow-up attack, which was already built in, but you're also getting fault denial, which is really strong. And then lastly, they actually changed it, so now you're getting special cooldown charge per attack and not just based off unit's attack. Before it was kind of awkward because you would get hit and you get 1 cooldown, but then you retaliate and get 2. And it just didn't line up all that well. But with this, you'll get hit and then you can retaliate with the bonfire immediately, right? And then if they hit you again, you retaliate with another bonfire. So this is actually fantastic, much better fighter skill than base Vengeful Fighter. It's better than everything else is where it gets interesting because, you know, obviously Hardy Fighter I think is going to still be a better defensive option, but this can pump some major damage out. And it can also work really well with Arcane Downfall, which doesn't have a guaranteed follow-up attack. So this is interesting. I think this is powerful. I think this is going to make me have to reconsider my tier list again, which I'm not very happy about. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so when it comes to Gilliam's roles, it's pretty obvious. He's gonna be a near save unit. I think he just does that best. Maybe he can do far save. I don't know. We'll have to see how strong that penalty actually ends up being and what his stat line looks like. But obviously, he is gonna be a tank unit. That's gonna be his main role. I don't think he's gonna really do much other than that. Technically, he could Gale Force, I guess. But yeah, his main role is gonna be tanking. And when it comes to game modes, obviously, as a near save unit, your main major roles are gonna be in Aetherite's offense and defense. And I think he's gonna be able to do a really good job there. I think that penalty to attack and defense is really strong. We've seen how strong it can be on something like Shell, even though Shell's is much bigger, obviously, but it's still really strong, so I'm not going to underestimate Gilliam. I think he can actually be a really strong save unit. I cannot believe it's Sacred Stones. I literally cannot believe it's Sacred Stones. It's like they're trying to sabotage Teleus and Sacred Stones, so that we never have to make a banner again, because the sales are going to be so bad. Did not expect Syrene to ever get in the game, I'm not going to lie. Especially as the not demote. I thought she would be a demote if she ever did get in. She's just not very popular. Okay, so let's break this down. We got Slaying, we got +5 to all stats, we have a big penalty on attack speed and defense, which is equal to 15% of unit speed, She's going to be pretty fast probably. So you're probably going to see somewhere from like, I don't know, 10 to 12, 10 to 12 debuff there, which is really strong. So that's actually, she's getting a ton of stats, right? Then she has offensive null follow-up and some damage reduction. I think this is actually pretty solid. I don't think this is going to like be, you know, like a meta breaking unit. I don't think she's like better than Altina or even Valencia Pala, right? But I do think she'll be pretty strong and she could be a pretty good bruiser. We also then get Speed Res Catch 4, which is just, you know, a different version of like all the catches we already had. So it's not that big of a deal. But I guess it's cool that it's added into the game, even though I probably wouldn't run that on her. Even though she has Pegasus Flight, it's probably just better to run Attack and Speed Catch for her. So I think this unit overall is interesting. When it comes to roles, I think that she'll be like kind of like a bruiser unit, right? Like where she can kind of like, you know, do some tanking and some nuking, but she's not like super good at either, to be honest. I don't really see her being used in any game modes. Maybe you can use her in Ether Raids as like a Gale Force unit or something. Yeah, you could definitely do that, but it's still not going to be like her best. I don't think she's going to be like the best Gale Forcer by any means. So I think this unit's kind of like, she's good, but not amazing, right? Kind of the same thing. Okay, let's keep going. I cannot believe it's not engaged. I'm still stuck on that. I cannot believe it's not engaged. What the heck is wrong with them? Okay, so here's our demote. Okay, that makes... Why is she the demote? That makes no sense to me. Why is Vanessa the demote instead of Syrene? Vanessa's definitely more popular than Syrene is. There's just no way. So we have Upfront Lance. This is pretty much attack and speed 5 during combat and neutralize penalties to attack and speed. It's nothing major. It's not like some game-breaking inheritable weapon. And her fodder is good, though. Attack Res Catch 3 in the permanent pool is nice. Speed Res 03 is kind of whatever. I think that's already in the pool anyway. So, unfortunately, just another demote. Not much to say about Vanessa. Okay, who's the star of the banner? Who is the unit who is going to rock the game? Is it a Rearmed? Is it an Ascended? It's Rearmed. Is it going to be like Ephraim and Erica again? I wouldn't be surprised. It's Tana. What? What? I have to stop for a second. What? We just got Tana. We just got Tana not even a year ago, and she got a duo unit. Why the hell are we getting this a Rearmed Tana? That's so stupid. This is like Ascended Florina all over again. But even worse, because Florina at least didn't have ults, right? Tana just got an ult literally not too long ago, and she's really good. So like, why does she need an Ascended or a Rearmed version? Anyways, she's a colorless bow flyer. I think the art looks really good, to be fair. I'm not very happy. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's... Oh my god. I see attack speed unity fodder. I see a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't even care. I see attack speed unity fodder. Ooh, I want that fodder so bad. I've been trying to get that for the longest time. Okay, so let's start off at the very beginning with Arcane Nastron. I probably said that incorrect. Okay, so let's see. We have Slaying. We have Effective Against Flying Foe, which is pretty typical. We have +5 to all stats. We have a Guaranteed Follow-Up Attack. We have Reduced Damage by 30%. So we have 30% damage reduction against that first attack, which is pretty nice. And then we have a bonus to attack, but it's based off the foe's max special cooldown, which is a bit weird, right? Essentially, it gets weaker as the foe's special cooldown goes higher. So if they have, like, let's say Ether, right? It would be 12 minus 5 times 2, so you'd be getting a bonus of 2, but the minimum is 4, so you're at least getting 4, right? So even if they have Ether, you're getting 4. If they have a 2 cooldown special, it's 2 times 2, so it's 4. 12 minus 4 is 8. You get +8 attack. I wonder how it works with Slaying. If it works with Slaying like it does like other weapons, then I would assume it'd be 12 minus 1 times 2, which would be +10 attack. That's a lot of attack to get for free. Wow, that works. That's actually pretty strong. So the minimum you're getting is 4 here. So at the very least, you're getting +4 extra attack, which is nice. How do I feel about this arcane weapon? I think this is good, but not amazing. It's solid. I don't think it's bad. You're going to be able to initiate, and then you're going to pretty much be pretty safe from getting blown up because of that damage reduction in most cases. You get a good amount of stats, and you get some extra attack. I wish that they had, like, more offensive effects on this weapon. I wish it had, like, no follow-up. I think that would just be better. Even if it was just offensive no follow-up, I think that would be better than a guaranteed follow-up attack. And I also wish that it had, like, true damage maybe based off speed, even if it was, like, 10 or 15%, something, like, small. I think that would be really cool. I don't know, I feel like this is kind of weird. It's kind of like it's trying to fit for all bow units, which makes sense. But I'm not the biggest fan. I think this is good, but not amazing. It's pretty much where I'm at. Okay, let's keep moving on. We have Deadeye, great fodder. Attack speed unity, super hype fodder. So excited to see that. Okay, wow. So they actually gave Tana a preference B skill and it's pretty strong. You're getting Kanto 1, you're getting the Ash teleportation, or like even Summer Tana teleportation, right? Where you can just teleport across the map and do some damage. And then you're getting a massive stat swing. You can get up to effectively 12 speed and attack from her B slot, which is pretty scary. And because she is going to be warping, that does work with that, right? Because it is based off the amount of spaces you move, like a Clash skill almost, right? And warping works really well with that. So she can just kind of jump across the screen and get a ton of damage. So I think this unit is going to be a bit scary because of how her weapon works and getting that extra attack. She actually works pretty well with Deadeye as well, right? Because you could put something like Heavy Blade on her. She goes in, she hits once, has Deadeye up, and then on the second hit, she'll just blow you up with Deadeye, right? It's kind of similar to Harmonic Tana. Harmonic Tana does the same thing where she's like really focused on getting a lot of extra attack, and it makes her a great Heavy Blade user. Wow. They really upgraded Guidance. This is probably the best fodder on the whole unit. Oh my god. Okay, so what Guidance 4 does essentially is it gives out the Ash warping effect to infantry and armored allies. Before it was only one space, so if you had like a armor within 2 spaces, they could like teleport adjacent to you, but now they can teleport within 2 spaces of you, which is really strong. Then it also gives them stats, so they just get free attack and speed +3, which is really strong, and they get offensive no follow-up. This is kind of ridiculous. I don't even know. Like, wow, this is so really good. I can see this being used on like any flyer support really. I was gonna say Bright Catcher, but she already kind of gives warping, so you don't really need it on her. But other flying support units could use this really well. Even dancers, right? Like Legendary Azura could use this really well or like do a peony. So that's something. This is really powerful fodder. This being locked on like the Arcane Bow unit kind of sucks. I wish it was on the support unit instead, but it is kind of crazy. I will be doing an Arcane Bow tier list. I'll hopefully have it up by tomorrow morning. I'm going to do my best. This unit is interesting, and I think she is powerful. I don't think she's going to be meta-defining. When it comes to her roles, obviously she is a nuke. She does have some support options as well with Guidance 4. That's not necessarily tied to her. It's more tied to the skill itself. And when it comes to game modes, I can see her being used in something like Aether Raid's defense extremely well because she has the warping, and she can also hit really hard. And I can obviously see her in Summoner Duels, right? She's not only going to be able to warp herself, but she can also have all your allies warping, which is really annoying on a lot of maps. And it's going to be really powerful on a nuke unit instead of having to rely on something like Ash, who is a frontline unit who can get killed, right? So being able to have her in the background and like being able to provide that mobility support is actually going to be really strong, I think. We'll have to see just how powerful she can be and how much damage she can really put out. And if she's able to get past hardy fighters, right? Because she herself doesn't have no follow-up. She only gives it out to allies. So that is something to definitely consider, as she's going to need no follow-up to get past those hardy fighters typically. Okay, so we know who the new GHB unit is. It is Vigarde, the Silent Emperor, the father of Leon. That is amazing. I'm honestly probably more excited for him than anyone else. I'm currently showing the art on screen, and it is fantastic. I don't know who did this art, but it looks so good, and it also looks like he has a preference lance weapon. Though it could be inheritable, they could change it, but at least in the art, it looks preference, right? It looks so good. Oh my god. This is amazingly well done. I'm super excited for that. Probably more hype about that than the entire banner. Okay, let's move on to the final question. Should you pull? Now, when it comes to this banner, I'm going to be honest, I think it's a bit underwhelming. It's definitely not hype, and it's definitely not engaged, which I think everyone was expecting, right? Now, are the units good on this banner? I think Gilliam could be a great near save unit, and he could be very powerful, but at the same time, we have a million near save units. As you see when I release my near save tier list, there's a lot of very powerful options, and you really don't need Gilliam to kind of fix that, right? You can kind of just use somebody else, and you're probably already good. The real reason you're going to be pulling on this banner, in my opinion, is for the Arcane Bow. And if you have a bow unit you really love who is a bit outdated, this weapon can help a ton and make them more relevant. So if you are going to end up pulling, I think that is the best reason to pull. The other option is some premium fodder. Vengeful Fighter 4 does look quite strong, and Guidance 4 looks really powerful. It's kind of ridiculous how good that skill actually looks. So I think those are some good options to pull. Now, when it comes to reasons not to pull, obviously we have a Hero Rises coming up extremely soon. The banner drops on the 22nd, which is not that far away. And then we have a Legendary banner coming out on the 31st as well, which is also a great thing to spend some orbs on possibly, right? There's some good shares there. Then lastly, we actually have the Legendary and Mythic remixes also active right now, which could be a great place to get merges for those Mythics if you need them. So honestly, I feel like you shouldn't pull right now. You should probably wait at the very least to see who the new Legendary hero is, or you should just go all in on a Hero Rises. I think you're probably going to get more value there than you will get on this banner. But now I'd love to hear from you. What do you think of this banner? Are you disappointed that it's not engaged and instead it's Sacred Stones? Do you think that IS is kind of doing Sacred Stones and Radiant Dawn dirty by putting them before Engage when it's mid, like it's mid hype season for Engage, right? So I'd love to hear from you what you think of that. And then lastly, are you going to be pulling? Are you going to be spending orbs here? And if you are, who are you going for? Are you going for the Arcane Bow? Or maybe one of these are your favorite characters? Once again, I'd like to thank all my members for their support. It helps to make these videos possible. And if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. This has been Oblivion. I'll catch you all later.